Let's do some dominant seventh arpeggios or chord tone experiments. I'm going to move kind of slow for a little bit, but this can really open up some amazing possibilities for soloing, riffing, noodling, practice, improvising, whatever you want to call it. Just deeply enjoying your guitar. So let's use the key of G, which is a pretty good key. Here's the G note, 6th string, 3rd fret. Now what? Well, you could make a power chord. Good start. What if you moved that power chord like this? I think there's some potential rock and roll energy within those two chords. So what I'm saying is F to G, moving from F to G, has just a certain energy that we can tap into and put it to work for our own benefit. So let's just try that F to G again. That's ridiculous. It's going to get more complicated, but make sure you can hear that potential rock and roll sound. Let's crank it up just a little bit. What was that? I added a B. So G is the root of the key of G. F is the flatted 7. We'll get to that. We'll get more into that. But B is the 3rd interval. To make a G chord, you need a root, 3rd, and a 5th. G, B, D. So we'll just kind of build this up. G and B. That implies a major chord. If it was a B flat, that would imply minor. This is major. Major, okay. Now if you combine that F, G, and the B, it kind of has this gnarly attitude. It just sounds cool. All right, let's keep moving. We're going to take it up to the 5th, the D. D is the 5th note in the G major scale. I say that a lot, don't I? Okay. Root, 3rd, 5th. Sounds pretty basic. Sounds like your piano lesson or something. But that's still important. A lot of my students don't know what that is. They don't practice this, and it shows. They kind of flop around wondering what to do. You got to know your root, 3rd, and 5th. Which it does sound pretty safe and pleasant. But if you add that flatted 7, the F, it gets kind of a mean sound. And that's really what we want here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take it higher up the neck, that flavor. Let's go. That's another F, G, that 3, 5 on the 4th string. So I just expanded our pattern. Another 3rd interval, the B. This is starting to look like a G7 chord. It's a G7 basically. So that's what we're doing, is building a G7, a G dominant 7 pattern. There's another F, which we would find that F in the G7 chord like this. That's a pretty good flavor for chords. And there's another root note, 1st string, 3rd fret. Don't confuse that with a scale. although it is close to a G Mixolydian mode. That'd be the full mode. Which is pretty closely related to the G7 chord arpeggio. We just added a second, a fourth, and a sixth into our pattern. And we could do that anytime we want. But let's take this G dominant 7 chord tone a little higher. Let's take it up an octave. That's an easy way to just get more value out of what you're practicing. Just take it up an octave. So if you can visualize what we just did, up an octave, it'd be like this. Which is an excellent platform for just general noodling and having fun. At this point, I might add in a fourth interval. Give it a little flavor. So that fourth would be, our chord would be a G7 suspended 4. The notes are, if we start on F, F, G, B, C, D. Of course, we can connect those two patterns maybe like this. That's a second. Let me try it again. I think I got a sixth interval when I bent this note. So we could definitely add more notes to our pattern, to the formula. We can add a sixth, a fourth, maybe even a second. Whatever you happen to stumble across is probably acceptable. But for our purposes, of course, we're going to try to focus on this pattern. Let me do a big pattern one more time. It kind of has a rock power vibe. That G dominant 7th arpeggio with, we threw in a fourth and maybe a sixth or whatever here and there. You can even combine it with a blues scale. Or you can even make it a little bit minor. You can blend in a little minor quality like a B flat. And you can get in your D flat for the blue note. Let's just try some of that. Let's see if it can happen. So that was adding some B flats and D flats. So yeah, the scale and the arpeggio can start to blend together. But it's kind of cool to focus on the chord tones. The chord tones are going to just fasten really tightly to the chord sound. So remember, we're playing over a G7 chord in our imagination here. G7 chord is G, B, D, and F. So if you can find G, B, D, and F up the neck, it's going to match perfectly with your chord. Of course, that could be a little boring after a while, so that's why you can bring in the fourth, the flatted third, the sixth, or a flatted fifth, or any other note that you want to try. Maybe even a raised fifth, or a second, or a flatted second, if you want to get weird. So, yeah, that's really fun. I really enjoy practicing this, and making the video is really fun. So today, I hope to record like every day, and every day I get distracted and make too many YouTube videos, or my wife comes up with some problems that we have to solve, or people bug me and want things from me, and I can't say no, so my record just sits there. But someday it will be done, and I won't be complaining about that. I'll complain about something else. But anyway, I appreciate the support. If you could give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I always love to see your comments. And you can call me out if you don't like what I do. Let me know. You can tell me, because that's how I learn things. So if you see something I did that doesn't seem right, make your voice heard. Let's hear from you. Okay, take care. Talk to you later.